And we're live. Johnie will join us shortly. He had to reboot his computer, having a little camera trouble. We have Lori from the Way of Positive Change with
Hi,
us.
everyone. Great to
It's her
see you.
birthday.
It is my
Happy birthday,
Thank
Lori.
you very much. What
She
a great
doesn't look
way.
a day older, does she?
Nope. Nope. I wanted to take a moment and say thank you to the person that sent me this really beautiful sweater. It's a turtleneck sweater with buttons on it and stuff. I received this, but there was no note in the package on who it was from. So I didn't know who to thank or who to email to say thank you. So
Wow,
thank
it's
you
beautiful.
so much for the lovely sweater. I've
that
worn
like-
it already once, and it's so nice and comfy.
Is that an olive green or is it?
It's like an army green. There's Johnny,
Beautiful. Hey, Mr. Johnny.
and it's got these beautiful, like big, huge brown buttons
Yeah,
on
I
it,
love those.
So
and
pretty.
it opens. So it's so nice. And then I was telling Lori and Jenny today, I was like, man, we're getting La Nina this year, which means we're going to have a warm and very dry winter. I don't care. I will go in my car and turn it down as low as it can with the air conditioning just to wear the sweater. So thank you so much.
So Lori's going to try to hang with us for about an hour. She had a early Thanksgiving with some of her family, and she's tryptophaning out.
Whoop, I had enough mashed potatoes to last me a whole year.
Oh, mashed potatoes is the best.
Mashed potatoes, and she had a mashed potato bar where you could put the fresh herbs from the yard and cheese and bacon and chives. Oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad.
I would have like loaded up a bowl this big and just.
It was not good.
I posted in the chat a link to Lori's website if you want to schedule a reading with her. And I pinned at the top a link to her channel if you haven't subscribed to Lori yet. Shame on you.
Thank you very much.
And Lori's readings are amazing. Amazing, amazing.
Thank you so much.
Hop on it, folks.
My gift card's coming out later this week, so check on my website if you want to buy a gift card for somebody for the holidays. Hopefully tomorrow or Tuesday we'll get it live so you can purchase gift cards on my website. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, 11 Eastern, I will be live with Jody Roberts doing Sacred Sounds of Coffee again. Johnie and Becca, you guys are live next Saturday with Sienna Rose, right?
Yes. Oh, I need to check the time because I just found out Saturday that we're going to a cousin's house for after Thanksgiving dinner. So I might miss that one, which sucks. That really sucks.
Johnie will be on with Sienna, and anybody else got anything else they're doing this week?
I think on my last live stream, we came up with the name for the other channel.
Your book channel.
Yeah, the book channel. So as soon as I create that, I'll try to post it on the community page.
What's that about, Becca?
Just a channel for books and reading books and getting recommendations and sharing stuff with people that like to read and
all the creepy, gory books that Becca reads.
Yeah, all the horror books that I read, because I will not watch horror, but I will read the crap out of horror. So yeah, and some other stuff too, candle making. Just for those that are not interested in that on my platform, they don't have to worry about it being on there. So yep.
It'll be fun. Yep. Lori, you got anything else going on this week live?
I'll be live on Tuesday at 1 p.m. Oh, 12 noon. Excuse me. Is it
12 noon Eastern time?
Yeah, 12 noon Eastern. I still have I have turkey mashed potatoes stuff going on in my head. Yeah, 12 noon.
Sounds so delicious.
So let's see. Where do we start?
Hi, Johnnie.
Rupert Murdoch said, it's he was ready to move on from the 2020 elections, and he thinks Trump should move on. In other words, Trump lost. So will Fox move on since he owns Fox and all his other radio stations and stuff? Will they move on and quit talking about the big steal? Purely for entertainment purposes. Only YouTube. We know the election was not stolen. Words out of his mouth, but not out of his broadcasters' mouths.
We haven't heard a peep out of Johnie. Oh, you're not.
Your mic's not working.
We can't hear you. Okay. Shoot.
Still got him muted. Oh, there he goes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Verizon, we can hear you.
I was having a side conversation.
Oh.
I've seen a couple of comments here, Johnie. I know that I'm on StreamYard, so I'm missing a bunch of comments, but thank you for the live stream you did Friday about the toxic people. If you guys haven't seen it, run on over because it was very good. Very good.
That was awesome. Thank you, Roberta.
I can't see nothing. I'm having all the difficulties today.
You would think Mercury was retrograde.
It's all right. We'll get past it.
The eclipse energy was so strong. I had dreams, crazy dreams, and wakefulness, like for 4 nights in a row. It was really difficult.
Oh, wow.
So what you getting, Lori? Is Fox News going to move on like Rupert Murdoch says that everybody should from Stop the Steal?
I think they will to a certain extent. I think that was sort of a little bit of a bluff for him because I have the King of Cups on its side. But I do think that they want to continue to be seen well, and I think they will muzzle some of the talk about it. So I think this is a little bit of a move forward for them. At least that's what I'm getting with the 8
What you getting, Becca?
I get so long as he gives them an opportunity for a couple of celebrities, not so much. So I don't know if this is Sean Hannity and like what's the other guy's name? Tucker Carlson or something like that. So long as there's an opportunity for fame there and celebrity, it's a joke. It's an opportunity for them. You see what I'm saying? So long as it's there. And a risk, so long as there's a risk there, but it's like a good risk, you know.
Yeah.
So,
What you getting, Johnie?
To a certain extent, too. I got the Hangman, so they'll have maybe a little bit, and the Four of Swords, so a little bit of perspective change, and then they will sort of pull back a little bit. I get the Emperor and the Chariot, so the person at the top is trying to move forward. I think the body as a whole, the GOP as a whole, is trying to move in a different direction. But I mean, you will still have some little stories here and there about certain things, as long as it's not stolen elections or stuff they can get sued over. Other than that, then yeah, I think they're starting to shift a little bit.
Yeah, I get there's an abundance of other things that they can talk about with the Empress. Right now, they're stuck because of like-minded people. They're stuck on Trump, and trying to toe the Republican line. But I get there's a new inspiration coming up. Bribery. They're going to be talking about bribery, like in the Justice Department's what I'm getting. And this is premeditated. So it's like there's no research being done. This is a planned crap that they want to talk about. So, yeah, they're going to keep doing their same old. But I do get a yes on slowing down on Stop the Steal. Bribery. That's interesting.
It is interesting. That could be this in the hopes and fears too, with the Six of Pentacles there.
Yeah, like robbing Peter to pay Paul. So Jerry Nadler, he's our House Judiciary Chairman. He called for the DOJ to review the Rittenhouse case. Is anything going to come from that?
To review the judge or the findings, the verdict, or the judge?
He asked them just to review the whole case.
Okay.
Because there was funny things with Fox News being allowed in there and contact with Kyle, and
MSNBC was actually, I think, kicked out at one
Yeah,
point.
they said they tried to take pictures of some of the jury members.
I get that there is going to be a change in attention to this. It's going to be amped up to 1,000 with the death card and the Six of Wands. A huge change to the attention of this. I don't see anything legal. Now, I only pulled 5 cards, but I don't see anything legal as in retrials and redos and starts overs and sue again. But I'm going to say no. Nothing comes of it.
what you getting, Lori?
It's a real big struggle here. It's, just, he said, she said, they said, I said. They took a risk with this, and I think, they've got the Fool card, the Devil card, and then up at the top is the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands is we're trying to get at it. I don't know if something can come out a little bit further down the line, like on a scale from 0 to 10 where it's 7 with it. So maybe a little bit later, not right away. That's what I'm getting.
Yeah.
What are you getting, Becca?
I asked if the DOJ is going to review, and I got to know. There's the choice here, and then widespread debate and arguing, fighting. So, and this is also elections as well for me. So it can cause widespread problems in 22 with the elections. So it's kind of like, no, they're not. I get that DOJ isn't going to touch this because of this. And we're already seeing that, though. Like the protests, wasn't there some in New York, Portland, and a couple of other states? But
yeah, yeah, I'm getting Justice Department, like they'll take a glance at it, just to say they looked at it, but yeah, no, I don't get that they've got other things that they're going to be going after, but they may image sake say they looked at it, and then no, nothing comes from it.
I was just thinking just now, because I was talking to my sister about it. She's like, can you believe this? I was like, yeah, you could have seen that 20 miles away. When we read on it, I think it was on Johnny's channel. I forget what channel we were on. That I think you guys were getting a mistrial or something,
or a second trial or something, like
they've
already filed civil cases,
and I was getting something about money, and I think the parent of one of the victims was on an interview. I don't know if it was CNN or what, that he said they've already filed civil lawsuits. So, and I don't see how that his mother is getting, because she gave him the weapon to an underage child and then drove him across state lines.
Well, actually, they said that a friend of his drove him.
Oh,
yeah, they're pushing the narrative now that she had nothing to do with him having the gun or going to the place.
Yeah, because originally they said she drove him, but then in court he said that a friend drove him.
Yeah. So which one is it? Do you see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I think it'll be more civil and money to be paid, but
So let's ask this. What do the next 6 months look like for Kyle?
That's a good question.
I know, Johnie, your least favorite subject.
Just see this. There's a lot of support coming his way. He appears to be, at least for the first 2 months, to be very, very strong, especially in support. All of the big names with the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, all of the big name people are going to come out, like the Matt Gaetz, who already said he wanted to offer him a job and things like that. So it's those kind of people, they flocked to the little citizens who stand out, like the Josh Duggar. They all loved him until they found out who he was, and then all of a sudden they wanted to delete all the pictures they took of them standing beside him. So it'll be kind of like that, to where they're his best friend for these next couple of months, because he symbolizes something to their base. With the Five of Pentacles, with that Queen of Cups and the Magician, there's something also about a manipulation that's being exposed. So there is some sort of pullback. There's a lot of stuff that's being pulled back, either spots on campaign tours, some sort of finances and GoFundMe's or whatever. There's a lot of stuff that's being pulled back and pulled away with the Five of Pentacles from him. There's a lot of older white people here with the Hierophant. These are GOP. So these are, like I said, the important people, but these are older, like the Bill O'Reilly type older, the pundits and the talking heads. Their messages are also going to start to change around towards the end of that 6 months, especially going into summer or late summer of next year. For whatever reason, they may start to find more communications from him, maybe tweets or old tweets or something on his computer, hard drive, or whatever the case may be. Something turns their head and they get the amnesia and I don't know who you are all of a sudden, the Michael Cohen who syndrome. So it starts out very good for him. Like he appears to be winning, and then it goes kind of wrong, because once they can't use you anymore, they throw you out. So it's going to kind of happen to him too.
Yeah. What you getting, Lori?
I get lots and lots of offers. Come do this with me. I'll sponsor you. I'll help you with this. Here's an avenue for you. But his energy isn't good. He's Seven of Pentacles on its side, so he's sort of slumpy. And I think he reacts to something or rumor or something that's heard, or like Johnie said, there's still some more speculation or gossipy kind of stuff still coming out. And then I think he gets into trouble again.
Well, it's kind of like Paul Gosar, like got taken off his committees and censured, and then he retweets the tweet that got him censured.
I just couldn't believe that. When you think you've seen it all, right?
They can't learn. They just can't learn. They're so stupid.
Stupid has no bottom.
That's excellent. I love it.
What'd you get, Becca?
I went out 3 months, so I didn't have to do a GT on him. I'm getting a lot of maybe threats against him, because it's whip man tree. So abuse, criticism, arguments, fighting him, and then his life, his growth. The next column down, it's talking about any chances of opportunity or cleaning up his reputation is no, done. There's a new project for him as well, but that gets pushed back and becomes delayed. There is an opportunity to, and a lot of arguments because of a risk that was taken or by chance of his innocence, meaning how he got off the trial. There may be also something else coming up for him in regards to his reputation, but it has to do around marketing, using his reputation of some sort for some sort of a project. But that's no bueno. That is no bueno. It doesn't pan out for him. And then there's growing problems and trouble for him. Like it looks on its face like it's over. It's not, because it ends with these
What are those?
clouds and mountain.
Oh, okay.
So it's not. And then the corners are arguing over his innocence, some sort of a delay, and then this thing takes time and it just grows. So if it's like there's something here around his career and his reputation, his fame for a project, and things that have not been said, secret arguments, also projects against him, fighting him. So we'll see, but he's not out of the woods yet. Temporarily he is, but not.
Yeah. I mean, I get the same thing Lori did. Like he gets a lot of offers, come here, and he's feeling, kind of powerful right now. But problem is he's going to be returning to court. It's like they're coming after him again. So whether that's the civil suits or what, it's like you get indicted again. You get more things. And then he just has a total effing meltdown.
Wow.
He's like, tries to hide. And then I also get something about something that in communication that's surprising, causes him more anxiety. And then he's like defending himself, and there's like lies and gossip and stuff. Like he's going to get in trouble again over something.
Because you cannot hide from the devil when he is inside of you. You take him with you. You get 9 of swords and devil at the same time, you're torturing yourself.
So Matt Gates said that he would hire him as an aide. Will he? Will Matt Gates hire him, have him there in the Capitol with all the others?
Him and those teenagers.
Hire him as an aide, because he's probably not going to college. And we got to see some real tears when they said he was not guilty.
That's one of his offers. It's still sitting out there.
What you getting, Johnny?
I get no. I get for some reason he can't. There's something he can't change. The 4 of Cups. It's like it can't happen for whatever reason.
Good luck getting a clearance with your background.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. I get a no as well. This was just something that was said to drum up, lie, and incite the base to get people to rise up. But no.
That's exactly what I was getting. It's like done nostalgia for attention, celebrity attention. Just it's over. It's done with. Everything's shifting now, and I get like Nancy wouldn't allow it. So I get instead Kyle gets bullied and ridiculed and ends up again back in court coming after him. So
I'm not.
Yeah, either Matt Gates has the tower moment. I mean, I've got the 9, the 10, the tower, the high priestess. This is terrible. It's like, how bad can it get?
They're all screwed. Well, let's look at Matt Gates. We haven't looked at him in a while. How's the next 3 months going to go for him? Because that Joel Greenberg gave more information, and 2 of his associates in the tax collector's office got indicted for property fraud. So he is giving up more information on people, but where's Gates going to be? About 3 months. Is he going to be in the next courtroom down from Little Rittenhouse? Well, no, he'd be in Florida probably. Rittenhouse's legal fees were paid for by the likes of what's his name down in Georgia, the lawyer that wants his money back.
Lynn Wood
and My Pillow Guy, those guys, that's who paid his legal fees. We don't have to read on that. That's public knowledge. Somebody is asking in chat.
Lynn Wood wanted his money back. The Strength and the Two of Swords. There is something. Okay. There's some sort of new person coming forward, a new emotion, a new something happening with the person that is going to cause him to be blocked from something and trapped in something that's going to take a new leg, or it's going to sort of amp up. It already exists though with the Two of Wands, so it's already sort of in motion. It's just not structured yet, but this is about to amp up a lot more in the next 3 months. So you're going to hear his name in the news, I'm pretty sure, a lot. There's also a scheme. I don't know if his name is going to come up in property fraud, but I do have the King of Pentacles, which is property for me. And so right next to him is the Seven of Swords and the Ace of Wands. There's some sort of scheme, some sort of action that was taken in order to get away with something financial. It was a little bit of money at first, and then it grew over time. So I don't know if it's a stock thing or what, but there's something involving him and money and property that's also about to amp up a lot. So I don't know if they're already working on the case and it just hasn't hit the public yet, but something very strong and very significant is going to cause a lot of conflict for him, like a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what I get.
What you getting, Lori?
I got the big old fight and the conflict too. It's big. It's a big struggle. He has something on someone that he's holding on to for his defense at the last second. He's holding on to it, and he's like, I'm not going to tell you till we get right up to the very end, and then I'm going to let it fly. So he has something very big on someone, and he's keeping his mouth shut and just waiting patiently until this big fight is over. Then he's going to let it go. It could be his ticket out. I don't know.
What you getting, Becca?
I get that there's news coming forward from a friend that maybe a bachelor or was a risky person. So I'm assuming this is what's his face that's in jail.
Joel.
Could be, and it could also be allowances in the house, because this sits right in the middle of the box spread. This is property, and it could be quite literally house, like the House of Representatives, and his family. There's something that friend, and also loyalties in the house, quite possibly loyalties to the family, that is secret. But that person has been very persistent in delivering those records with the corners. There's also secrets or knowledge that he has in the house, but it becomes very problematic, and there is persistent suffering because of the messages that come out that person keeps delivering. They're being very persistent on that delivery, but there's something here. The middle is this. So something risky or an opportunity, perhaps with house, that the literal House of Representatives, or property that becomes very burdensome, and he suffers for it. So it could be quite literally, like Johnie was saying, something around property or something like that, but it becomes an issue for him because the records are there and it shows guilt. So, and that person, whoever that person is, keeps delivering the paperwork or records. Do you see what I'm saying? So
has the receipts.
yeah, they have the receipts. There's a winning ticket here with Clover and Letter. There's something that he's got in his back pocket that is a winning ticket, but it's still
Like Lori was saying, we'll have to read on that next. Like, what's he got? Because I get,
yeah, he's got that. But then what falls under house is this. That's bad, So, and it's like a very problematic message, something that gets delivered, written communication, or something in that sort of sense that just it's a crap storm for him. I don't know.
yeah, I get there's news coming for him too, and I get, he's going to get all emotional, and it's a whole new journey. Something about a party, and then going to the courts and getting burdened with it, and the whole team of them, the whole group of them, whoever it is, and it surprises in the house. So I don't know. He may end up getting censured or something like that, because I get completion like in the house, like done. There's payouts, like an abundance of them. Payouts like big time, big money. And he gets put in defense mode. It's going to be illuminated. Some of the people he slept with. That's what I'm getting. And that also puts him in defense mode, and he's going to like lie. So let's ask, what's he got in his hip pocket to try to get himself out of this? Does he have something? And if so, what is it?
He's got something. Yeah, he's got something, and it's big. I really think it's big. Let's see what it is.
Maybe he's got something on Trump because he tried to get a pardon from Trump.
Oh.
It's interesting that came up with your own.
They all went to Trump like he was Santa Claus and had a sack full of pardons.
For all their ho-ho-hoing around. Thank you, Caroline. Santa. See some names in chat I haven't seen in a few weeks. So welcome back to some of you that have been away.
What are you seeing, Johnie?
Nothing.
What do you mean nothing?
I didn't get an answer.
Are you getting anything, Lori?
You got something.
I'll tell you what I got. I got the 8 of Swords and the 4 of Swords. So whatever it is, he's still sitting on it. And then I get the Chariot and the 10 of Swords. It's not going forward until the end, like until, he's pushed up against the wall. The Ace of Pentacles, the Hangman, Queen of Pentacles. There's some sort of thing about maybe a woman or involving a woman or an offer to a woman or an offer about, again, real estate. I don't know. Then I get the 4 of Pentacles. He's still holding it, whatever it is. He's holding it for me too. I can't see. So I have no idea. So I have no idea.
What you getting, Lori? You getting anything?
Thank you, Cha-Cha.
He's really holding on to it. This has got to be something about financial holdings or property, tangible assets. Yeah. And whatever it is going to cause a big problem. It's going to cause someone to be split from someone else, disagreement. It's going to cause some real heartache, and it's a big sweetheart deal. I think there's some sort of gamble with this, and I think Johnie got that card. But again, he doesn't. It's like, I am not revealing this until the very, 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 very end. Yeah.
I don't know what it is either.
He's keeping it a secret right now. What you got, Becca?
There's the secret. There's the gamble. And then going in a new direction. He's going to reveal it. because if it would have been this way, it stays quiet, but it's this way. It gets revealed. So I asked what it was, and because I was looking at it, I was like, what does he have in his back pocket to get him out of trouble? And he's got knowledge about a risk or an opportunity, some sort of gamble that took him in a new direction. As a thing, this is also technology. So I asked again, and then there's money and finances here that were manipulated for a party. So I don't know if this has to do with campaign money or what, but this is business, independence, freedom, consulting, manipulation here, fraudulent, and then a network of people, a party. So, but I still don't see how that gets them out.
Thank you, Letitia. Pull 3 more and ask how does it get him out? Because I'm getting like he's keeping it a secret too, and I'm getting that it involves a younger person. Okay. May have been like someone taken out of the country, so the trafficking word, but he's blocking like some other people that he did this with. He's covering it up for right now. There's someone bigger than him that I get like he's gonna take down. But I get like he's waiting for just the right time to bring it up to like the courts and shine a light on it. And I do get he will expose it, like truth is coming out. Because he's got that winning at all costs mentality. He's got to get out of this, but I'm not getting how it'll get him out of it either. What'd you get, Becca?
I pulled a line of 5. I said, how does he get out of this? Moon, key, fish, lilies, and tree. Creative access to independence, and then something that he's worked on in the past. But there's a payment made here. I know that there was all this speculation that did he pay for a pardon, and then all that stuff came out. Remember that the Trump team was like, if you freaking pardon this guy, whatever. But
so he may have like a pocket pardon. What's so funny, Johnie?
Can we just all say we don't know, and we'll just go to the next question?
he's got something on somebody who's going to help him try to get out of this.
I get creative access to his independence.
He's holding something.
Mature growth, or something that has satisfied, that is satisfactory. That's kind of like deeply rooted. That's solid.
He's too cocky, to not have something on somebody that he thinks will get him out of it.
But that's what doesn't make sense. I don't care if you have dirt on somebody else. The trial is not on somebody else.
Yeah, the court system and the grand jury and everything. That's unless you're going to bribe the grand jury.
So I don't know. We'll see.
We're going to have to read on it when they get closer to an indictment on him. So, will Kevin McCarthy ever be Speaker of the House?
Will who?
Kevin McCarthy.
Oh, Lord.
Ever be Speaker of the House?
He thought he was the day before yesterday.
8 of Wands flew out, so that's not a good sign.
I asked mine differently.
How'd you ask it?
I asked if he would keep his speakership, regardless of if they take back. So I didn't ask if he would be the Speaker of the House, meaning that they would take the House. I asked if he would remain Speaker. I get a hell no, girl. I get that they're already working and conniving to take it away from him. There's big problems, big trouble, manipulation and fraud, and then to take it away, to steal it from him somehow. So, and you know what? I just thought of something. I don't know if I saw it on Fair and Balanced or where, but there's a group of people in the House, the crazies versus the other crazies, that are already trying to mutinize him to take it away from him. So it's like a loss. Like they take away from him.
And there's senators bashing some of the House people too,
Because of
especially the
craziness.
crazies.
Yeah. So I get that he won't even be minority speaker with those cards. So
Yeah.
but I could be wrong, which I often am.
What you getting, Lori?
I get a lot of people in the party working against him, that there's a direct split here, and he's on very, very, very shaky ground. But he's trying. He's trying to kiss up. He's trying to acquiesce, kiss up. He's trying really hard. But for the outcome card, I got the page of one. So, I mean, he's still in it till right up to the very end. Maybe he still has a chance, but he's on very shaky ground.
You know what, Lori? I just saw on the other day they had a clip on MSNBC about how he's promising to reinstate everybody that's been kicked off committees, like Gozar and Marjorie Taylor Greene. So it's like he's trying to get that support because he knows that they're working to oust him because he's not crazy enough, So
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What'd you get, Johnny?
I get yes under odd circumstances.
You get yes.
Mm-hmm. I get the Knight of Swords and the Ace of Cups. And then I get the Moon and the Seven of Wands. He climbs to the higher ground somehow, some way. Six of Swords, peaceful transition. Hard transition, but a transition.
No.
Interesting.
Now, House Majority Leader, I don't know. But minority, he's still in place with the Force of Pentacles. Not to say that the Dems lose the House, but he's still in place where he is. So.
When would they vote for that, Lori and Jenny? Does anybody know? After the election, do they vote again to see who gets?
After 2022, after the midterms, whoever has it, they'll vote like on minority leader and majority leader. So like January, after they swear him in, I think January 3rd.
Okay.
So I get he's got strength right now, but he's going to be put in defense mode. He's got Nancy after him, and I get whatever it is, it's across the aisle, like something bad. He's a loser, and he's going to be fighting. I get the devil here, and I get a big no card. Whatever it is, like I'm getting like a bunch of Republicans are going to court, like a whole bunch of them, and I get he goes away. So I get a no. They end up fighting in court.
Yeah, maybe this is him announcing a court case or something. There's some sort of announcement. There's some sort of, but I definitely don't have the Sun card or the Star card. You'd think he'd get the Star card or something.
Let's ask it this way: will he get in trouble over January 6th?
I was just gonna say that. I was like, could he get tied up in the because he's well on his way to being subpoenaed, or you would hope.
Yeah.
So,
is he going to get caught up in the January 6th mess?
Does Kevin McCarthy get caught up? I get a yes.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. Five of Wands, and don't we know, Queen of Cups. Yeah.
I get information about an attack and a man in leadership that's not the president. So yes.
I get that. Yeah. It might be a little while. Lily's is here, so don't expect it tomorrow or next week. I don't know. It needs some time to mature. Oh, but there's your committee, and that's something that they desire. So
I got my Republican card on the bottom again, so it's more than just him, is what I'm getting. It's like him and all the emissaries for the king, and something about money that they paid to the bullies and the thieves manipulating the January 6th thing. Somebody's going to talk to the committee and let everything out. And then it goes on to the courts. And then I get bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.
Wow.
Same cards. I keep putting them in different places, shuffling, and they still keep coming back up for him because that's his buddy.
Oh, the devil and his children.
So, what's his name? Merrick Garland had a grand jury that he presented the stuff to indict Bannon. For his 2 counts for defying Congress. He's got a grand jury. So, are we going to see more indictments out of that grand jury for all these other people that aren't?
what's
testifying to Congress for the January 6th committee?
So a DOJ grand jury for the January 6th subpoenas that people are not complying with?
Yes.
Okay.
Are we going to see more indictments come out of that grand jury? Because we didn't realize he had a grand jury till they indicted Bannon, but he's got a whole grand jury working on it. What was interesting is Merrick Garland had a new person put in position, and like in less than a week of being in the new positions when they indicted Bannon. So it's almost like he was waiting for that person.
The DOJ is a country within itself, so you definitely need help.
More indictments coming from this grand jury.
I get yes. First card, son, Page of Cups. This is going to be met with a lot of talk, emotional talk. So these may also come to people who are in media, like Roger Stone or whoever has podcasts out there in the world. The Nine of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. This is also people whose job is not the easiest for them to lose, kind of like people in Congress. So whoever it is has a kind of set in stone job. There's some there. The Tower and the Five of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, there's going to be some more delays or trying to delay or trying to fight subpoenas and indictments and things like that. Like this is just the beginning. That Page of Pentacles, they're going to fight any document that is coming to them. Some of them don't see this coming for whatever reason. And then there's the Ten of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles, Four of Swords. Someone goes down really hard here. Like they lose complete security. Like they're starting to lose jobs or endorsements or whatever. They might be famous in that regard then, because they're losing a lot, but it has to do with financial security. So they're losing a whole heap of everything, like kind of all at once, it seems like. But the answer is yes to your question.
Like that deck, Johnny.
It's called The Art of Life, and they're all low paintings.
I love that.
Well, you're an art major. You would like
Yeah. Minor. I was an art history minor. I'm not an art minor. Hi, Lori.
Hi, I get a whole bunch of delay. That takes longer, more delay. And then finally they work together to bring some more indictments. But wow, is this a battle?
Yeah. What you getting, Becca?
I get a yes, but it's going to take time. like Lori. That Lily's right in the middle. So I don't know if they get indicted, then they turn around and appeal it and make it go like that's their tactic. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
kind of like what happened with that. What was that guy's name? The lawyer for Trump that just delayed, and then finally 2 years later he finally went and gave his what's his name?
I don't know, the guy with the long brown hair.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah, it's kind of like one of those things. Yeah, there will be indictments, but there's this period in between that needs time, you know. So
Yeah, I get timing is the whole key on the bottom too. I get celebrations. They're already sitting on some. But they also have some unfinished work that they're still working on, so they're still in the planning stages. But I get a big yes, but I get that they're keeping them secret. They're sitting on them for right now, and then they're gonna move forward eventually and create all kinds of anxiety for the ones that they're investigating. But there's so much to look at that it's taking time to do the investigation. It's not going to be just for not testifying to the committee. It's going to be for stuff they did, you know. That's what I'm getting.
Don McGann.
thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Yeah, because he just kind of sort of did. He just went to court, or got deposed. What, like a month or so, or a couple
Yeah,
weeks?
we don't even know. Like, we don't even know anything about it. Or
Yep.
I don't.
It's kind of like the same tactic.
So they started jury selection last week for Ghislaine Maxwell. Will any important names come out of this trial? Like we already know Prince Andrew. Will any other big names come out of this?
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Have mercy.
JFK Jr. maybe. Bring him back from the dead and bring him up too.
Just to slander the man. I can't believe those people was waiting on the side of the road for John F. Kennedy.
Still there. 2 weeks later, they're still there. It's supposed to be November 2nd. Then they went into this whole thing, the Gregorian calendar versus the Julian. It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like a day's difference. Why are you still there?
God, dog it.
These people got more money than sense, though, because they're paying for hotels.
This is all, anyway.
Whoa, are the names going to come out? We're going to get some names. Going to get some people in high places. They're going to fall. They're going to fall down.
You're going to hear a beautiful chorus of names that are men.
Wow.
Beautiful chorus. Oh, no.
Wow, what a way to put it.
I get a list.
Mm-hmm.
Ace of Swords, knowledge, Page of Pentacles, some sort of paper. There's a list. Death in the Tower. It's a huge change too. So these are not people you've heard before, more than likely. But if we hear of this at all, but there will be a list. I'll leave it there. Just I'll hush on the rest. Let's just.
It's people that traveled on Lolita.
I mean,
it's going to cause some heartbreak, some lawsuits.
I just think what they should do.
All the people that traveled.
Wow.
Put her in a room and then stick lights and cameras on her for 24 hours a day. Because just watch, just to make sure ain't nobody asleep on their guard duty and nothing like that. Just, you know.
I get there's some men crapping their pants right now, basically, because she's bringing some changes in here. I get judgment. She's going to do some backstabbing big time. It may be a little bit later in the trial, so be patient. Be patient is what I'm getting, but I get I'm going to name like a whole bunch of them. There's powerful businessmen, with these young people. There's going to be more actions taken. There's celebrities. there's going to be more investigations done because of this, and yeah, there's going to be watch the space, as Rachel says.
Yeah.
Watch this. Yeah, watch this space.
Or a
She's.
magnifying glass.
I think she's mad. I think she's madder than a murder hornet with that tower right there. I think she's ready to spill.
So
I mean,
let's
what are
ask,
you gonna lose now?
yeah. So let's ask one more time. Will she get a guilty verdict? She's going away for 144 years or whatever.
Will she be found guilty? I get yes.
I don't know how many counts she's brought up on. I'm getting something about 2 counts. What you getting, Lori?
I think she's going to the big house. Going to another place here. And it's, the young people that speak out, and I think we're going to hear it. At first I thought, oh my gosh, she's going to get off, but I don't think so.
Yeah. What'd you get, Becca?
There's a really good chance she's going to win a ticket to isolation to the big house. She's going to be committed there. Yeah.
Yeah, I get she's going to be burdened big time. It's like, here she is, the madam, so to speak, and the devil. I'm getting something about like 2 counts, 2 things. There's also something about the steady money that was paid. But I get big yes cards that, yeah, she's going away. She's moving she's relocating permanently.
That's a good question. Someone asked, could she be extradited?
She was trying to flee in the first place.
Yeah.
And she was also trying to be moved, and they denied that too. So I don't think she's going anywhere unless they're trying to bring some charges on her elsewhere. I tried that already.
Yeah. Yeah, unless they start, because I know like they've been investigating in France where he had properties and other places over off the coast of Australia and different places. So
Yep.
I can't imagine once she gets like a whole big long sentence that they're going to extradite her anywhere for a trial. So Dan Goldman, the guy that was in the impeachment trials, the lawyer, he's running for New York Attorney General. How's he going to do? I like him.
I do too. I think he's got great energy, but let's see. Yes.
Or he was also when Mueller was testifying, wasn't he? Was there asking Mueller the questions.
I get a big yes. What'd you get, Johnie?
I don't know yet. And so I asked her, how will it go? Instead of, I guess, will he win? There's the Moon and the King of Pentacles.
Oh.
There is some man around him. For whatever reason, this is not him. This is some man around him, or this is his campaign, like the structure of it, the finance, and the paying of people. There's some sort of problem there that he just may need to focus or get someone else to focus on. The media attention is going to be actually very good for him. I got the 8 of Swords in the world. So it's kind of going to be focused on him a little bit, especially in light of Letitia James running for governor. So this is going to get him some pretty good attention. Um, there's also some things that are going to be released about him. They are not damaging, but they are also not just wide public knowledge. Because I get the 7 of Cups, 4 of Pentacles, something that's being held very close, sort of gets a revelation. So this may be just a vetting process. But there is a ton of support. The problem is mobilizing it. So the 2 of Pentacles with the 10 of Cups. So he has a lot of support. It still comes down to decisions with the 2 of Swords. But the Empress and the Page of Cups says it will end very well, whatever that means.
Mhm.
So I will say it'll end in his favor. But he just has some attention to detail, just like you're running a campaign. Some attention to detail that he does need to focus on and make sure ain't no skeletons in the closet for when that vetting starts.
Thank you, Patty. What'd you get, Lori? You get a yes?
Oh, I got a bit. Oh, I put my cards back.
Oh, you got a
together.
big-
Yeah, I
you
got
got
the
a big
wheel
yes?
and the chariot. The chariot was the outcome card. I got a big yes for him.
And what you getting, Becca?
I get a yes. People love his character. They think he's a good, strong, very pure character. They love him. So he's looking good.
I get a yes, but I get they're going to do some backstabbing on him. So a little bit of a smear campaign on him, probably because, he was working in the House at one time as a lawyer. But it's his time to get the job. Success here. They like his morals, his judgment. But I do get he gets the strength card. I do get they're going to try to put some sort of message out there to sort of smear him, but it doesn't work.
Good.
So is Trump jealous of Biden for getting the infrastructure bill through? Because every week of Trump's presidency was infrastructure week. Is he jealous of Biden that he got it through?
He's so jealous. And he's madder than the murder hornet at McConnell, too. Boy, he's really after him. Old Crow.
He has got it in big time for McConnell.
I think McConnell is just part of his karma. He put too much trust in a two-faced person, just kind of like himself. So, I can't. Me and McConnell, I would drown him in a gallon of battery acid if I could. But in this case, I ain't mad at him. He's doing to you what you did to everybody else in your life. So, mind you, McConnell didn't do this in secret. He came out and said, we need to focus on the future and not Donald Trump.
Yeah. He wouldn't have done that if he didn't have a consensus behind him.
He know what he's doing. Is he jealous? Yes, because the star wants attention. The 9 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, and the Justice. Yes, this would be something about big money and something legal about big money. So, yes, now mind you, Donald Trump is jealous of Scooby-Doo because, he got more attention than he does. So it's anybody that is a bigger star than he is a big deal to him. As, he couldn't stand Obama because Obama was a pop star. He was bigger and larger than life. And not to mention, he made fun of Donald Trump. And then here you go with the Joe Biden and everybody likes, good old Uncle Joe, and nobody liked Donald Trump. So, yeah, he's jealous. He can't help it. Oh, baby. That's all right.
What'd you get, Lori?
He's so jealous, and he's not done. He's gonna blow with this. He's gonna really say something really stupid, and when Biden really starts getting the, all the adulation and pats on the back, that's when he's just gonna lose it. He's just gonna blow. it's just gonna blow.
I want to see that so bad. I get that he's very jealous, but he's more pissed off that they put him on mute where the little bird is.
Oh, because Biden has a Twitter account.
Oh,
There's the Twitter, there's the finances and the money, but he's muted. Can't talk about it. So he's very, very upset about that.
Yeah, I get he's like having a little pity party. He felt like he was hamstrung, like as president, like yeah. So he's having a little pity party, trying to pass judgment, but he's in isolation. So to your point, Becca, he can't go anywhere with it. He's confused at how he got it done, how he had the strength to get it done, and yeah, his little heart's breaking, and yeah, he's gonna erupt.
He's pissed off that he can't go on Twitter to talk to.
To badmouth it.
You're on mute, homeboy, permanently. Permanently.
Got a bad mental image.
He doesn't want to go on Getter and get it done.
That's code word for something.
did his social media start the Truth Channel or whatever it is?
It
Did
started
start?
and ended like in 2 days or something.
Started, got some money invested in it, and then folded, is what I heard.
So is it going
it was-
to go
it
back
was-
up, or
It's another
Mm.
grift.
I'm pretty sure it might.
it's over?
It's over. Was that the one that they put the picture of the pig pooping on its own testicles?
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That was his profile picture, was the pig, because somebody hacked it and basically turned it upside down, and so then it
And this is the one called Truth, right?
truth.
Truth,
Yeah.
truth,
Wow.
something. Truth something.
The biggest liar in the world calls his social media platform truth.
Yep.
Well, Getter was more truthful than truth.
I mean, at least they said what they wanted to do.
So, you know how Trump put all those tariffs on China and started the whole trade war and everything? Will Biden reverse some of those tariffs to help inflation? Because all those tariffs on Chinese goods took our prices way up.
There was rumors in one of them article, like the Independent or something, that's what his administration wants to do. Now, there hasn't been any talks or anything, as far as I know, but no, it was like something like his administration wanted to talk about tariffs or something like that.
Because Trump started a trade war, so it was started by Republicans. Do they just let it sit to try to get more production brought back to the U.S. or?
Thank you, Karen, for posting the questions.
Thank you, Karen.
I mean, ain't nobody doing anything. I don't see. I mean, there is talks. Yes, Knight of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles about money and finances and personal finances, inflation, basically something that is going rapidly that has to do with personal finance. So we're doing a lot of inflation talk, but the Three of Cups and the Five of Wands, there is no real meeting of the minds at the moment. The Emperor and the Seven of Swords, they both have plans. She and Biden, and then others in Biden, Macron and Biden, and whoever else. They have plans, but they don't have the same plan. So as of right now, it's still in the talking stages, but at least they are having a conversation about it. And I will say this, thank Jesus, that there are at least grown-ups in the room. So you don't have the little boy throwing a tantrum or trying to be the center of attention, i.e. Donald Trump. So at least there are some grown-ups in the room. They just don't have the same plan as of yet.
Yeah. What you getting, Lori?
Yeah, this is a big problem. Our relationship with them is really has been hurt. It isn't good, and there's some digging in of the heels. But I get 2 4s at the very end, so I'm thinking maybe in 4 months we might be able to make a trip there or here, and thinking about a plan for the future. So that leaves me optimistic.
Yeah. What you getting, Becca?
I'm with Lori. There's the government, there's the news and the visitor, and then here something to do with home property or anything of value. So it's almost like the government has already delivered some. Maybe, I'm not sure what he's done, but this is saying, I'm reading it as they've already delivered some here domestically, but it's not complete yet. Does that make sense? So I think if I'm understanding this correctly, because of these cards, it looks like they've already reversed some, but not all. If I'm understanding this. So
Yeah,
I believe you're right.
I'm getting the same thing. I'm getting like there's a trip involved. So either they come here or we go there. There's a trip involved. Maybe John Kerry or somebody's going over doing some diplomacy, but it's like they're weighing the odds, like whether or not to end it or not. I get right now it's blocked, but they are working on this, looking at it, investigating. I do get that some have been released, like a small portion, but I do get Biden is working very hard on this, and he understands that America is burdened, and he wants to offer something up to bring some relief. So
I wonder how the farmers and everybody's doing that Trump bankrupted with his tariffs. All the remember that? Like
yeah, because when we put tariffs on China, they put them back on us. So China quit buying all our soya and everything. Yeah.
And he bankrupted a bunch of farmers.
And for the record, let me say once again, yes, happy birthday, Lori.
Hi, Miss Lady.
At least Biden is trying. Whether you agree with what he's doing or not is even beside the point. At least he's trying to do something. He's not sitting in a Oval Office with a Diet Coke button, just trying to posture.
And going off the click off every.
Yes, at least he is trying to do something.
Yes.
So Biden announced he's investigating. We've got a 61% increase in gas prices since a year ago when Trump was president. And he's investigating to see if there's any fraud in why these guys are taking the gas prices up. So what are they going to find? Because really, our supply chain for gas has not really been affected. We have reserves. There's no reason for gas prices to go up. And they were also talking about like Costco and Walmart, the club things, how they're like 30 cents cheaper on gas than the average gas station. So
Walmart always got to be 2 cents cheaper than everybody else.
Ooh, I got victory card on the bottom here. What's that?
Yeah, there is something. The devil is behind this action. So I get the devil and the page of wands. There is something behind this that is actually not quite on the up and up. It starts with the 4 swords and the 8 of wands. This is actually unnecessary. It went in a rapid motion. It did this very quickly in a window where it could, for I don't know exactly what that means. Maybe there was some sort of rule or some sort of something coming down that would have affected gas prices to either lower them or put them where or at a even pace, or I don't know. But there's something where they had to do this quickly type of thing. The 10 of Wands, the Queen of Cups, this is a burden upon the populace. The 4 of Wands, the White House is, of course, looking into this. Yes, they will find something, but this is also not a fast process either. For the Hangman and the Moon, they're not getting a lot of cooperation, or they're getting a lot of people that seem as though they should know why things are happening, but they do not. They're not talking to the right people, if you ask me. So this might be one of those situations where it takes longer because of the way it's executed. So this investigation may need some different eyes and ears than is currently on it, or at the very least, a little more attention to detail or a little more investigation tools or whatever. But it's going to have a slow start or a rocky start. But there is something wrong here, though. Like something for real wrong.
What you getting, Lori?
I get that Putin is involved in this. Putin and several of the GOP, and it's all about the money, and they're trying to put the hurting on people, so they blame Biden, but there will be a legal investigation into this. So we just have to hang on. But it's definitely the GOP, and Putin is definitely involved.
I'm getting the same thing on the GOP, trying to put the hurt on Biden. The investigation is going to bring out some strong evidence. There's definitely a foreign leader involved. But I also get it. It's partially because of COVID, because like people are working from home. So we're not using as much gas, right? Nobody's driving to work as much. So we're not selling as much gas. So part of it, they did it because of that, but they're also trying to put, it's a sneaky thing to do to put pressure on Biden. And I get truths coming out on this. What you getting, Becca?
I get that the institutions manipulate prices. So
Exxon, Chevron, Shell.
if you want to call that price gouging, I don't know, but it shows that it's been manipulated and messed around with. So,
Can I be petty for a second?
be petty.
Absolutely.
On this devil card, it looks like Donald Trump shaking hands with the person under a white sheet, if you get what I'm saying.
Uh-huh.
It's not what it's supposed to be, but that's what it looks like. If it'll focus.
Oh, there you can see it.
Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
There, huh?
It's the devil card, too.
It's a little rally.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
With
It's
sharks.
the Empire undertaking.
That's a bizarre devil card.
It's
Okay, so
about
there's
consumerism, too.
there's a shark there eating money. What else is there?
And he's in a business suit, too.
Oh, the shark is in business.
So it's all about consumerism and that type of making deals and all that horrible stuff.
Wow.
That's pretty on point.
That's
That
pretty
chooses the
weird.
reading, I guess.
So, DeJoy, we got to look at him again because Biden has named 2 new people to the board, and the board is who votes to get DeJoy out. He's got 2 new people getting ready to start. Is DeJoy going to be gone?
I heard he replaced like 2 DeJoy allies that were
Yes.
on the board.
Yeah. So, like by the end of the year, will he be gone by the end of the year?
Don't they vote? Do they vote on January 3rd, or what happens? Is the vote in January, or they get in January?
I don't know when they start.
Something happens with this in January. I remember hearing, but I don't know what part of it. All right. Well,
It's going to take a cycle. The world card flew out.
okay.
So it'll be by probably another season. Let's see.
Marie Henson is okay. Someone said they start in January, and then Marie said February. So
So let's state it this way: when the new people start, will they vote DeJoy out?
Yeah.
I was trying to Google it and I can't find a date when it would start.
Just ask the chat; they know everything.
They do know everything.
Everything.
Like they start at 9 a.m. on January 3rd. And you put it out at 9:01 a.m. Ooh, death card on the bottom. There's gonna be a big change. Bye. No, 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 no.
I get he's moving on. 2 aces, change of places, and some travel. I think he's moving on, but it's hard.
I get he's divorced from his position, moving on. The devil, I started hearing the devil went down to Georgia in my mind. The song, it's like, yeah, there's an action taken. Biden is successful at wrapping that up, I get. So yeah, he's gonna be God. What y'all getting?
Did Johnny go?
I get yes, he leaves, but I have one card I can't figure out. But yes is the answer.
Sorry. I get yes. Then there's going to be some sort of a meeting about delays. So,
I get the hangman. I don't know what it is though. That's delay. That's some sort of suspension.
Yeah, the happy meeting is delayed or postponed. A happy meeting, but then there's a delay right here. So it could, one way to interpret this is yes, don't anticipate it anytime soon. Another way to interpret it is yes, and then he's going to have to go talk about all these freaking delays and pileups that he's created. There's 2 ways to look at it. You know what I'm saying? I get yes, but it's like there's some sort of a delay.
Maybe that's what this, because I get Ace of Wands, it's an action. 2 of Swords is the blocking or an indecision. So maybe it's him slowing down the mail, then the 6 of Wands, him and his power, and then the Hangman being suspension. But ultimately, 3 of Pentacles and the 8 of Cups is where I got my yes. But
so is anything when he's gone, is anything going to come out about anything crooked he did, like during the elections, hiding votes or anything? When DeJoy is gone, will anything come out? Thank you, Sue. I think I forgot to thank Patty earlier. Anything come out? Evidence of any tampering or anything, because we know like he tore up all the sorting machines and stuff. What is anything else going to come out?
I only pull 5 cards. There's something about a company that worked with the United States Postal Service in many places, if not as a whole, but they did in a lot of places. Like 24 different places, like 24 different states or something of that nature. They worked in a lot of places. They lost their contract with the USPS in favor of somebody else that he got a kickback from. So I know him and his personal dilly-dallies was always sort of, people saying he's benefiting personally from this and that, but it's not against the law. But then you might find something like that against the law. So, I mean, it's only so many times you can poke the bear before it stands up. So, There's going to be something about him working with a new company that he gets a kickback from, I think.
Yep. What are you getting, Lori? And thank you, Prairie.
Yeah, he did. He severed ties. He severed ties. He gave offers, just like Johnie said, but he broke rules and ethics. Oops.
Yeah.
And crossed the lines. And the outcome card is the Three of Swords. So I think he's done several things here that were really sneaky Pete, really bad. I think it will come out.
Yeah. What you get, Becca? Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You're muted.
I get that there's records or documents, transcripts, results of a project that he kept secret that's being delivered or we're hearing about. The news is coming out of its revelation. Payments for the election. That's what I get for what he did criminal. Let me see. How does this go? Yeah, news about results of payment that were secret, that were quiet, but revealed for the election. That's what I get for his read. So wait, wasn't there that whole scheme where he was making his employees give him money and he was reimbursing them, and there was like a whole thing with a straw
for certain candidates. Yeah.
That's what this is looking like.
Okay.
Straw donors.
Yep, because it's like it's a secret that he kept, but then it's revealed, and it has to do with the election and payments. So that's
The
what
straw
I get.
donors.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, April. Yeah, I get also like covering up something where he caused chaos around contracts is what I'm getting, and bullied like people that had big companies that did have contracts and moved away from them to people that he worked with on dark money. And to Lori's point too, like ethics things, because he's the devil. So yeah, he's going to be put in defense mode. I'm getting I'm getting it's contracts, like something about the contracts, like Johnie was getting.
Well, you guys, the birthday girl's gonna have to go to bed. She had a lot of mashed potatoes and stuffing, and my eyes are starting to burn.
Which I wish I had. I wish I had potatoes so I can go downstairs and make some mashed potatoes, but I ain't got none, Lori. I ain't got none.
I'm sorry. I'd bring you some over if you were next door.
I know.
Much love to you all. Thank
Happy
you so
birthday,
very
Lori.
much.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you, and have a happy Thanksgiving. I'll see you soon.
Thank
Bye,
you.
Lori.
Bye-bye.
Man, I really want mashed potatoes now.
I love mashed potatoes. That's my favorite thing in the whole world is
Okay.
mashed potatoes.
Not to get sidetracked, but like, do you just eat just regular smashed potatoes, or do you put stuff inside of yours?
I do them different ways. Sometimes I'll do like garlic mash. Sometimes I'll do like cheese in them, sour cream. Sometimes I do just regular mash. There's no wrong way of doing a mashed potato.
Nope. It's like I like mine like if they were a baked mashed potato with all the stuff, the butter, the sour cream, the bacon bits, the cheese, the chives, all of it. All of it.
We digress.
Sorry.
Get me started on potatoes, and I'll go on all day about it. You coming up, Barney?
I won't chime in. You know how I am with the food talk because we be here all day. So
So Kamala Harris was acting president for 85 minutes on Friday. Our first female African American president. What did Trump think? For 85 minutes. And the fact that Biden was a strong enough person to sign it over to her, unlike Trump.
what is with this card? Wait a minute.
You Bennett?
What the hell's with this card? I don't understand it. But anyway.
What's on it?
It's the emperor. He's like grayed out and not even there, and there's a turtle in front of him. I have
McConnell's
no
standing
idea
in
what.
front of him.
I
McConnell's
have no
standing in
idea
front
what's happening. He's like not even there, so he's just grayed out. The people behind him are in color. It's like the emperor is left the building. So,
that might be the shadow government.
and then there's the devil.
Hackers all think we have.
I don't think he noticed, is what I'm saying. Maybe Deck is choosing the reading again because I get the devil, but in this, what you call it? In this deck, they're all reversed, so you see that's what that is. His chair is turned around, and that's what it is. So this is a picture, but there's still a turtle. I don't know what the turtle is for, but the devil has his back to the thing because it's showing you the card from the other side. And so it's kind of like, I don't think he noticed. Probably was combing his hair or something.
What'd you get, Becca?
He thinks that when he heard about the change in government, he got pretty jealous. That's what I get.
Yeah. I get he heard about it later from like a circle of support around him. Like it was a while later, so he didn't hear about it when it was happening. But I think he got very emotional and disgusted. Like, I need to move to another country. I get he had a fit. But it's later. It wasn't like when it was happening. Right, Artie?
What a maroon. Just okay.
We both said it at the same time. What a maroon.
Jesus Christ. How did this happen?
So the House passed the Build Back Better. The Senate's getting ready to meet on it. Will they get it passed intact, or are they going to whittle it to death? Because they still could do it as a reconciliation bill if they wanted. Right, Artie?
And I'll say this too, because I mean, it's been documented that Pelosi's not my favorite person, but she got it done. Now, Chuck Schumer is a whole nother story, but he has two people in his camp that he can't do nothing about. So what do you do when your hands are tied? You can't
Pelosi won't take a vote to the floor unless she's got it. So when she announces there's going to be a vote, she's got it.
She knows what she's doing. Above all else. I do get a yes. So we shall see. I get 7 of Pentacles, something long time coming, the Ace of Pentacles. As far as though whittling down, there is something that they want, of course, to manipulate and change, but the 4 of Pentacles, something does hold firm. So the majority of it, at least, if not all of it, I believe holds firm. So prove to me that it actually happens. Fantastic. But otherwise, but I get yes.
What you getting, Becca?
I get no. There's going to be trouble and a betrayal. There's the achievement, there's the project, and there's trouble and betrayal. That's what I got.
Yeah.
I screw up readings all the time, y'all, so don't take my word for it.
I get justice and Mansion and Cinema, two problems right in the middle, causing obstacles. But I do get celebration. It's just going to be a little while. I think they're going to vote on this like 3 times. I think they're going to keep going back to the table like they did the infrastructure bill. They kept going back and whacking it and whacking it. I think they're going to revisit it 3 times. Yeah. So this is going to be a little long, drawn out process. And I get ultimately a yes, but they're going to break it up a little bit. It's not going to be intact.
By the time it's done, it's going to be like 50 cents. Oh, here's 50 cents. So do what you got to do.
Social Security. I've been thinking about this. Will they ever go back to the way it was before Ronald Reagan and not tax Social Security? Because Reagan's the one that started taxing Social Security.
You know, I never knew it was taxed.
It's taxed. So you can kiss 30% of it bye-bye as soon as you get it.
Why is it taxed?
Because Reagan started that crap. Well, they pull it out of your paychecks. They pull it out pre-tax, you know, so that's why Reagan justified putting a tax on it.
You give me $600 to live on for a whole month, and then you tax it on top of that.
And then the other thing is, like, okay, the government has that money, like you're paying it in your whole life. They have that money to work with and do with. So why are you taxing it? You've been making interest if you do it right.
You know, when you feel a rant coming on.
Yeah, I have a whole rant on Social Security.
I guess that it stays the same. They diminish from society here, and then here's government and institutions. It stays, but somehow they take away though. So no, I get that it stays the way that it's.
Change in leadership after 6 years, unless it's 60 years, but a change in leadership after 6 years is what it would take for this to actually gain some traction and at least have a conversation about it with the 8 of Wands, Page of Pentacles, about a check. The 10 of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands, it's circular argument. It's just keep going around and around. It's not going to go anywhere until a leader, a new leader with the Emperor here and the Knight or the King of Wands comes in and actually has a perspective on it that is different than most. Because this is not like, since Reagan, we haven't had any Democrat leaders, so they haven't changed it either. So it would take a completely different leader. I think this in particular person has a personal story with maybe parents in Social Security that may give them some sort of new perspective with the Hangman, that they actually do bring this to the table. But for right now, no.
I do get they're going to increase it a little bit, but I get same thing. Like then they're going to sit on it, like they're not going to do anything with it as far as like taking the tax off Social Security. But I get same thing. Like there's going to be a female president, female energy that comes in and works on it. So I'm getting the same thing, only I'm getting more specific. It's going to be when we have a female president. Let's see what else we got. $2022. Do we have any predictions for new inventions?
As my Wheel of Fortune fell out. That's my card for technology. So we shall see then. They're just jumping. So let's see what that is. King of Cups. Medical. That's a good thing.
I was going to ask about healthcare too. Wheel of Fortune just fell out on me too. Back in there. New inspirations.
It'll be a busy year then. If we survive our Pluto return. There is a new way to treat water or something added to irrigation systems as well too. groundwater and freshening water. There's something about freshening water or piping water into other places at a more efficient rate. There's also some sort of new way or new thing in the creative world, like pottery or ceramics, things of that, or porcelain even. There's some sort of new thing there. There's some sort of new invention, kind of like the cricket when it came along and it sort of revolutionized shirt printing and all that other kind of stuff. So it's some sort of new invention with ceramics or pottery. There's also something about harnessing lightning for power or creating lightning for power, but it's something to do with lightning and taking lightning, creating lightning. And then there's a lot of advancements in medical, but we'll get to that.
What you getting, Becca?
I didn't hear the part about inventions. I'm so sorry.
What do you get? Or you just did
I just said, tell me
predicted.
something, yeah, in general about 2022. So I got Crossroads, which is number 22, Garden, which is number 20, so 2022. I got the Fox, the Tower, and the Man. So a lot of choices and alternatives around where society is becoming very suspicious of a certain, perhaps corporate man or a network of corporations and how they manipulate things. Also, quite possibly, investigations into the elections by a fraudulent man and a company that has a lot of networks. So I don't know, like what would those be? Shell companies or something like that?
Yeah.
Whoever this man is, it could be Joe Biden, it could be Donald Trump, because this person is isolated and in government. Yeah, isolated and or in government. So that's what I get. Perhaps more stuff about his campaign, because this would be like FBI, someone investigating an institution or working in government here. See what I'm saying? So that's what I get. But I'm sorry I didn't hear the part about the inventions.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
I get it something creative too. It's a feminine energy that's coming out. Strength in like social media, and then something that brings a lot of new job opportunities, a new business venture. So it's like does really really well. I'm trying to get what it is. It's something.
I just
Maybe it's like a new field, kind of like solar did for some people.
Yeah, it's
It
like
brought new jobs and new skill sets.
it's something like that. It's like because it's kind of like a little bit mundane, whatever it is, but it brings a lot of jobs.
I just pulled for inventions, if that's okay.
Yeah,
I got the ship, the stars, and the tower. So it could have to do with travel and transportation, perhaps vehicles, something electronic in vehicles. So perhaps something with the mapping system or anything. It's not solar. This is because solar would be sun. This is more like technology, internet type of stuff, and then government. So, but I only pulled three. So it has to do around travel or perhaps vehicles. So,
I mean, that makes sense too. Every year they are trying to plug something into a car that they haven't before.
also
I mean, it was a big deal when we got satellite radio in our car once.
also travel, space here, and then a company or some sort of an institution. So maybe Elon Musk and what's his face are going to continue their sword fight on the race to almost space. Maybe the next time they won't get to almost space and they'll get to real space. You know?
get to the moon or something.
Because this right here, if you put these two together, it's kind of like a rocket. Travel or a vehicle and then space. So, you know, rocket.
So their plans are to colonize the moon, to put, little villages in a dome on the moon, because there are water molecules there too. I mean, there's not puddles of water on the moon. And Jeff Bezos, his fantasy is, he said one day we will have people born in space because he wants these little floating colonies to be with the dome over it, to be in space where people can actually live. So get on it then. You got jillions of dollars, you ain't doing nothing else. Try it. As long as you go first, take you and your mama, and then if you come back, then okay, tell me.
Take Trump, take Kyle Rittenhouse. I got some people to populate that.
And just take the dome off. We don't need them back. It's okay.
We don't need them back. Send them to the moon and colonize it. So, healthcare. Anything new coming for healthcare in 2022? We'll probably do a lot more questions like this on your fundraiser on New Year's Eve. Are you chirping at me? Yeah.
There is going to be some sort of either serum or machine that you can use or inject. It might be both. That you can spot a disease without the use of withdrawing blood or use of some other bigger machine. There's some sort of simpler way to pinpoint something.
It's something about testing is what I'm getting. How they're testing.
You can test a lot easier, a lot simpler. There's also something about pharmaceuticals. This is a sort of bad news. There might be something about where a person can't have a certain amount of medication in a certain time. I mean, that's kind of in place already, just as a safety measure. But there may be something about a law being passed. And this may be like the fentanyl and the psychotics. It could be something of those natures, but because it may have something to do with depression with the 5 of Cups. So there's something about cutting a person off or cutting or shortening their dosage or something of that nature too. I guess it's not necessarily a bad thing, but you do need to either wean people off or give them some sort of alternative when you have hooked them onto something like that. The King of Cups, 4 of Cups, there is some growing numbers in the medical field as far as the workers go, especially doctors and nurses. So we will sort of have more numbers coming in. I know right now there's a huge desperation for hospital workers from top to bottom in every hospital pretty much, but there will be some number increases there. There's also some innovations in COVID as well. So that's a good thing. They're doing some work there, some good work. So there will be some good things coming out about healing, because I get the temperance card here. So we're talking people with the long COVID who have the lingering damages. There might be some sort of innovations working there. It's not a fix. I don't get a fix happening. What I get is research. So you know how they always throw an article out there as such, and coffee beans may aid in the help against and then next week it's not so much. So there will be some good headlines coming out about people in long COVID though. That's what I get.
What'd you get, Becca?
I get the key, the letter, the mountain, the moon, and the snake. So important or significant results about testing. But then there's a big problem about emotional trouble here. So, and then these two mirror here. So this is like creative marketing. So it's almost like it's still looks like a problem perhaps around misinformation around certain things and trying to come up with creative ways to give people access. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to give them the
Because
correct information.
it's all wrong here. There's a delay, a problem, an obstacle. There's your emotions here, and also your intuition, your emotions, your intuition. But then it's a lie there. Do you see what I'm saying? So I don't know if this is trying to say that we're going to probably try to crack the code of deprogramming some of the cult-like mentality that we have that's been created around the mess that the previous idiot did. So it's showing that, if I'm interpreting it correctly. So
That's cool. Yeah, I have the hope and healing card on the bottom, but I get there's a transition and testing of some kind of sick people that they're victorious with. It's a change in how they're testing on something. And I'm getting like more skilled at like more accurate, more skilled. I also get that there's for like support staff, there's job opportunities, a lot of job opportunities, because we've lost so many healthcare workers. So there's going to be a big focus on the healthcare industry, our hospitals and stuff, having enough nurses and things. But there's also something I'm getting on the colon intestinal tract, like some steady progress that they make, because this is my colon card here. There's some kind of progress they make on either diverticulitis or colon cancer or something. There's some kind of steady progress they make that we're going to hear about. Something that affects the colon. So politics 2022. What's the big news? What's the biggest news in politics for 2022?
Oh, dear God. Okay. Maybe it has something to do with the whole Pluto thing, but Seven of Pentacles, my first card, and the Death card. There is a lot of things underground that have been germinating forever and ever and ever, it seems like. And the Death card, purity and change, is about to come. Now, mind you, in the traditional depiction of the Death card, the only person dead is the king. So that means that death has no discriminatory factor. It comes for everybody, higher up, lower down, doesn't matter. And so this one is going to expose a lot of people come 2022, like a lot. There's also some desired changes with the Ace of Wands and the Nine of Cups. These are social changes, though. So we may be talking, you might see more women running for office, more LGBT running for office, more people of color running for office. So the dynamic is going to change. Now, these are in lower places. So you're talking your mayors and even governors, but more like mayors and city councilmen, sheriffs, and judge. Remember, you do vote for those people too. So there's a King of Pentacles, Two of Wands, Ten of Cups. There's also an emerging person in the Democratic Party who is, well, they're sort of being groomed to be a new leader. So I don't know if like Pelosi is planning on, or Schumer is planning on some sort of exit eventually, or soon. But there is a new person here that he's got all the Democratic, well, the establishment anyway, all their support. But the moon and the tower, there's very bad news, politically speaking, for anything anybody is trying to hide. Whatever you're trying to hide with the moon, you're trying to keep it murky. You're trying to keep people off kilter. There's nothing to see here type of thing. The distractions, all of that. No, it's blowing all the way open. Whatever anybody, Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, Whig Party, whoever party, whatever you were trying to hide is going to be blown completely open. There's a lot of emotions attached to this too. Like there's a lot of. Remember when the question was, what are you readers going to read on when Trump leaves office?
And we're still reading on Trump.
Get ready, because something else because emotions are going to be very high within the populace. So there's going to be a lot of outrage. So,
and even when Trump's gone, there'll be other people. I mean, Mitch McConnell's been around for 40 years in politics. So what'd you get, Becca?
I got the key, the bear, the clouds, the scythe, and the ship. There are several ways to read this because the question was so open-ended. Significant financial uncertainty and danger abroad. Now, I'm not saying, don't come at me, there's going to be a socioeconomic crash in 2 to 3 weeks. No, that's not what I'm saying. Don't get it twisted. This is saying significant financial uncertainty and danger overseas. Okay. I'm not talking depression or anything like that. Also, with these two, Russia. This right here, significant problems abroad. With the scythe sitting before ship, I would not be surprised if Russia strikes somewhere abroad, because this is dangerous accidents.
Well, they just shot a satellite out of the sky and put it in the path of the Skylab or whatever, the sky station, space station. Yeah, they shot one of their own satellites out. And it's like, well, why would they do that? Like they shot a missile up and took their own satellite out, created all this debris in space that endangered the space station. So why would they do that? Because they probably want to shoot at our satellites and take out like our power grids or our communications or our cloud.
See if they can do it.
Because this is, and you can be quite literal, a cloud strike.
Yeah, striking our internet cloud.
And then it comes from abroad. With these two, I get Russia, simply because the symbols for Russia is the bear and the scythe that used to be on the flag.
Yeah.
But there's significant problems abroad. It could also, clouds, if we're reading it metaphorically, significant bad weather. Very bad weather. So maybe it's just, it could also be saying that there's very strong bad storms coming that may cause a lot of accidents on the road or damage ships or anything that is used for transportation. So that's just a line of 5. I'm looking at it in different ways. But I wouldn't be sitting here freaking out about socioeconomic collapses or anything like that.
Because the rumors going around, because it's building and building more in the headlines, is China's in trouble and their housing market is about to crash. And so they're about to take a lot of hit financially, which means it spreads around the world since they're connected to the rest of the world too.
It's a global economy.
Yeah.
It's a global economy. And you saw it, it was
and they've got
air and clouds. So significant financial uncertainty. And then
we're 325 million. There are 1.6 billion people in China. That's a big impact if their housing market goes.
With bear and scythe, not only is that China, but bear is also food. So perhaps uncertainty with food.
That was in one of the headlines. I can't remember exactly what it was, but there was talk about food shortage. Well, there's always that too. That kind of, I hate that in particular headline because it makes people panic, kind of like they did here. And oh my God, there's going to be a food. No, there was no food shortage. Half the stuff we eat in the supermarket is not even food. So there's no food shortage. But over there, where they have a gajillion times our population, that could be something to actually look at. So,
and I would hate to put this out there and put people in a panic to where our audience that's here right now or audience that comes in later goes to panic, buy everything at the store. Please don't do that. There's people that are on welfare that need that and mothers as well that are on WIC and stuff like that. If you have the resources to panic buy everything, that's fine. But think about the other people that need to feed
They're
their
on a limited budget and
that are on a limited
We have
budget.
a specific time of the month where they can actually go shopping, but if you bought it all, they can't get nothing.
They can't get none. So please be mindful.
Don't panic buy. Yeah, that's good. Well, I get something on a funny note. I get like a family legacy is all the talk, just a plethora of legal issues coming in, and America's celebrating. So I get something completely. I think
The Berenstein Bears.
the Berenstein Bears are all going to court. One last question, and then we'll wrap up. Jimmy Kimmel and Lauren Boebert. Lauren Boebert started a feud with them. Becca and I've been laughing about it because the video is hysterical on YouTube. Y'all can look for it. He calls she's like picking a fight with them, and he said she's like the stepmother of porn. She's just like her videos, and every time she talks or every time she's on Twitter or anything, she's just so awful. And he went out and he was showing videos of her talking to people
On
in
this
public and asking them and told them it was like a Saturday Night Live sketch. And then he would turn around and tell them, like, he'd get their reaction and he'd tell them, no, it's not a sketch. That's actually her. Because it was just crazy crap coming out of her mouth,
I gave birth to one of my children in the front seat of my truck. It's like, what?
Then you need to wash your seats.
It was just hysterical. So he got, if you see the video, he got the upper hand. I think totally like roasted her. So what's Lauren Boebert thinking about Jimmy Kimmel now? Because he's got free space in her head.
Do not pick a fight with a comedian, especially one on TV.
That has a talk show. That's the stupidest.
And because you're not just picking a fight with him, you got everybody on his staff.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they were playing excerpts of it on the morning shows on the news and stuff. They were like, "Oh, look at what Jimmy Kimmel did to Lauren Boebert." It was hysterical. I kept seeing it on the news. They were playing clips.
It's like she roasted herself. She's so stupid.
And that's even sadder. Like when they would play Trump's speeches or Sarah Palin's speeches, they didn't doctor them. They just pushed play, and that fell out of their mouth on purpose. It's like,
so what does Lauren Boebert think of Jimmy Kimmel roasting her?
I guess she's hurt, confused, and embarrassed. Embarrassed is the first card with the 8 of Cups. She kind of wants to hide from the media with the World card here because you weren't ready for this fight, boo-boo. So it's like, this is, again, don't pick a fight with a comedian. It's like sitting in the crowd heckling the person on stage. Not only do they have the spotlight, but they have a microphone. Everybody can hear them. Only 2-3 people can hear you. So this is not the person you want to pick a fight with. Queen of Wands, 2 of Pentacles. She doesn't know what to do. She is trying to craft some sort of a response. So either she's going to play the victim or she's going to come up with something, cunning. But I have
She would have been better off attacking Big Bird.
At least he would have been nice in his comeback. Jimmy Kimmel can go off the rails. So.
Speaking of Big Bird, did you guys see the skit from Saturday Night Live making fun of Ted Cruz and the Big Bird situation? Oh my God, it was amazing. It was amazing. I get that she's just too stupid to figure out what he's trying to do. Like, I get the house, so she's comfortable, child, naive, and then hear what the letter responds. It's like she's too stupid to figure out how to respond. It's like she doesn't. What's that saying about playing chess with a pigeon? It's just going to walk around and poop all over the board and and talk, and act like it won the game.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. They're too stupid to figure it out.
Yeah, I guess she feels bullied, and she's out in the cold, like trying to come up with something to come back at him with. And it's like she got too much attention on all her negative traits. So she's trying to scheme, trying to be sneaky and come up with something, but she can't figure out how to backstab him back. She can't get.
Nope, she's
not smart enough.
You weren't tall enough to ride that ride. You should have sat your ass down somewhere.
They're saying in the chat about. I just remembered. They just reminded me that her campaign manager was one of the people that got raided by the FBI.
That's right.
Election security.
Have fun with that one, homegirl.
Well, thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you have a wonderful Thanksgiving this week. And if you're spending it alone, still have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Yeah. Find something that you feel grateful for. Tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, I'll be live with Jody Roberts, and we're going to talk about gratitude. So we hope that everyone is safe if you're traveling, and safe if you're with Trump-loving family members. Take a breather, walk outside.
Yep. And also, if I may add, I know everybody's financial situation is different. I'm not going to speak for everybody. Just a suggestion. If you can, and if you feel like it, please consider perhaps donating some canned foods or something to a shelter or your church to help those families in need this year. We still have a lot of people that are still suffering from the effects of last year.
Yeah, the food banks.
The food banks, the churches, maybe pets as well. Can't forget our little furry friends. But I wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving next week, and I will try to see you all beforehand as well. But we'll see. I'm not making no promises. So anything from you, Mr. Johnie?
I'm getting my Ninja Foodie tomorrow, so I'm going to cook something in that.
Johnie, please go live. Please go live. I have to see it. I have to see it. Johnie, please. I will be your biggest cheerleader.
Becca's chicken wings recipe and go live.
We'll see how it works.
Yes.
I can mess up anything, so we'll see how it works.
That's his go-to. Is I can screw up everything, even if it's just
how you burn water. I will find a way. I guess. I bet you.
Burn water, put it on the stove, turn it on, and forget about it. That's how you burn
I can do it. I bet you I can.
Well, we want to see it, so go live so we can watch you burn water.
Oh Lord!
And next week we'll be on Becca's channel, House of Lenormand. Thank you guys for joining us, and we will see you next Sunday, if not before.